Today we're going to be talking about benching. We're going to do a series of videos and it's going to be called How to Bench. We're actually going to do this for all three lifts, but we're going to start with the bench because that seems to be the one that people have the most difficulty with. So we're going to start from the basics of setting up all the way down until accessories, what things you can work on for your particular sticking points or any kind of difficulties. So today we're going to be using Corey as our athlete, and we're gonna work on how to set up your bench. So you're gonna start with your feet in a stable position, whether that's on the ground or on a bench. I particularly prefer my feet to be on the ground, but you just wanna make sure your feet are stable. Then once you lay back on the bench, you want to either use the bar to pull yourself up or the bench to kind of squeeze in, but you wanna make sure that your shoulder blades are nice and tight, and you wanna put your shoulder blades and your traps on the bench pad. It ensures that your lats are nice and tight. Okay, so once your upper part of your back is on the bench pad, then you wanna make sure that your feet are in the proper position. Now, this is different for everybody. I prefer my feet to be flat on the ground. If you are used to your feet being on your tippy toes, that works too for some people. You just wanna make sure that you're able to push off of your tippy toes, and you want to have your butt placed on the bench pad. And that will create tightness from the top, tightness from the bottom, and then that creates that arch that we all love. So here you can kind of see that Corey's head is a little bit off the bench, and what he's gonna do is he's gonna use the sides of the bench to wedge himself in and make sure that his shoulders are nice and tight on the bench. And you see how high his sternum is, which means that his traps and his shoulders are on the bench. His feet are nice in place, he's pushing up off of his toes, and then he's ready for liftoff. Perfect.
One of the main takeaways from a really good bench setup, and I kind of got this from Dave Tate, is that a good or near perfect bench rep is hard to hold. So you should be a bit uncomfortable in that setup. Typically that's when you know you've probably got a good setup for your 1 rep max, which is kind of what we're all shooting for. One of the major things I kind of talk to a lot of our athletes about is learning how to actually get up on your traps and squeeze your shoulder blades. Some people really don't know how to do that. So one of the main things I'll tell most people is stand up or sit up on a bench, put your arms out to where you normally bench press, so wherever you would grab the bar, and then you put your hand behind my back. So then I would stand behind them and put my hand in between the shoulder blades and tell them, without bending your arms, squeeze my hand. And that teaches people how to actually do this. Most people don't actually know how to force their shoulder blades back. So when you bench, you not only want to force them back, but you want to put them down a little bit. And again, if you see me do this, you see my chest actually comes up. That is how you want to set up under the bar. It takes some practice and a bit of mobility, but that's one good tip for actually getting up on your traps.
All right, so then that is how I like to, and that's the way that we teach our athletes to set up their bench press. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think and if you have any questions about it, and then we will be back to show you more on how to bench press.